do have my beer ready.
Hey, welcome to the Spirit Swallow Beer Review.
I'm Jammer.
I'm Shagdog. We got Jammer fan with us.
Thank you
He
for
does
asking.
have his beer ready.
Yeah. We heard you that before we started the countdown.
Got cut off there by Shagdog.
Sorry, that was my bad. That was a gaffe. I thought I'd start off with something funny for the viewers.
Oh, you should have started now. We're doing Old Milwaukee, there, Jammer fan, which is a 57 by Beer Advocate. It's an Adjunct, American Adjunct lager, of course, 4.6% ABV. Brewed year-round, Pabst Brewing Company, which is headquarters down in Los Angeles, California.
Yep. Crazy, isn't it?
This, I always said, was a beer that makes me want to fight and stab people. And then, first time we did this, guy we know down in South Florida, Crawl the Beer Man, Crisco 3D, he used to drink Old Milwaukee occasionally, and I read a story in his town where a guy was buying Old Milwaukee and got stabbed while he was buying Old Milwaukee. So I was like, you see?
That is so true.
Yeah.
Jammer fan, what do you got?
But I'm glad they went back to the little bit of the old style label compared to that shit there.
Mm-hmm.
The picture in Beer Advocate has the newer thing they came out with, and I like that old style better. Pinstripes and everything.
Jammer fan, what do you got?
I have an American Pale Lager. It's actually what I was cooking with tonight, but when I said that I had plenty of this, I wasn't lying. This isn't a bad beer. It's from New Belgium. It's Mountain Time Premium Lager. This is an American Pale Lager, 4.4%, 18 IBU.
Okay.
And again, I can get it for $19.99 a 24-pack.
Wow.
Well, I think this costs $6 a 12-pack.
So how does that compare then? Pretty close, right? I mean,
50
like
cents.
50 cents a can, yeah.
I mean, mine's. If this is so this is $4.99 a 6-pack basically. What I'm paying for this.
Yeah.
I got to buy a case at a time.
You remember when a regular 6-pack, Budweiser, whatever, cost like $3, $3.50? You're like, wow, this shit's expensive. Now it's like $9 a 6-pack or whatever.
So mine looks pretty similar to yours, but mine does not have any adjuncts. This is 100% malt, so I think the head's a little cleaner. It doesn't look as craggy as what you guys have, but pretty similar look though.
Yeah, that looks kind of a corny, stick it to the glass type.
Mine actually might even be paler than your guys'. I don't know if it's the background, but mine's
this is pretty
very,
light,
very
actually.
pale.
If you look at it from behind the light, it's darker, but
Yeah, very pale.
with the light in front of us, yeah, it looks kind of light.
And this,
So, Old Milwaukee, what kind of adjuncts are in there? Do you guys know the ingredients of Old Milwaukee?
corn, rice.
I'm gonna guess. I don't know.
Corn and
Look,
rice,
definitely
both?
corn.
I don't know if there's rice in it, but I know there's corn.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For sure, corn. It's probably like a corn extract or like a, that's common. I don't even. So guys, I love hams. There's a bunch of. I think I drank a bunch of hams on one of the episodes I was showing you guys on. Like I'm down with those. I'm not trying to talk crap,
No, I mean, there's some good adjunct lagers out there. I just, I like National Bohemia. I like Narragansett. What's this?
That's great.
Schlitz. Schlitz is a good one.
Olympia, right?
Olympia, that was a good
pretty
one.
good, yeah.
I might be able to
Coors-
get it
not
for you guys. I think
Coors.
I've seen that out here. So stay tuned. I'll try to figure it out.
What's the Coors cheap brand there?
Keystone.
Keystone, regular Keystone, not Keystone Light, but the regular Keystone. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I never see that. I only see Keystone Light or Keystone Ice.
Same here, and I found a regular Keystone when I went to Pennsylvania back in like 2013.
And he brought it back, and we did reviews on it then.
Yeah, it's a 30-pack.
And the funny thing is that I remember in 1988, 89, 90, 91, maybe even 92, We had Keystone Regular and Keystone Light. We had 24 packs, we had 12 packs, we had 6 packs. And then after that, it just kind of disappeared, and we were stuck with Keystone Light.
I wasn't selling too good, I guess.
And then after that, we ended up with Keystone Light and Keystone Ice.
Yeah, when I moved here in '97 from Pennsylvania, they were still selling regular Keystone in Pennsylvania. I got here and they didn't have regular Keystone.
But that was the time period where they were talking about specially lined cans.
Yeah.
Remember that? And all that stuff. I always, in a brewery, what they do so they don't waste the beer is that when they run out that line, they push that line, usually. What's left in the line, if it doesn't go out into the cans and stuff, they'll push it back into the vat, Yeah. And I could just see them, remember what I was telling you? I could just see them collecting all the old cores.
Yeah.
And everything else that they made and mixing it all together and throwing Keystone on it.
All right. Maybe.
But I'm just joking.
Who knows how they do it, right? Well, this smells kind of...
You guys have been reviewing beers for a while. Do you guys ever remember New Belgium's Blue Paddle? Their Blue Paddle Pilsner?
Blue Paddle, I don't remember that one.
I remember a Pilsner by them, but I don't remember it being called Blue Paddle.
No.
They've had a bunch of different Pilsners. You guys might have reviewed one of them, but this beer is very similar to other Pilsners that they've had where it's all, there's no corn, there's no rice, it smells very kind of white bread, but there's that sulfur note, that sometimes you get with those kind of Czech, guys what I'm talking about, like the Czech Pilsner kind of sulfur notes.
Grassy, sulfur type, or skunky.
Yeah, it's all of those. Maybe not quite as skunky.
You hear what he's saying? Sulfur?
Yeah, skunky too.
Yeah.
They call it Lit Match. Like, even on New Belgium's website, they call it Lit Match.
See, Shagdog tastes that beer, and he smells that beer, and he automatically thinks it's skunk.
Well, there's certain European lagers and European pilsners and some of their cohort styles in America. And if I get the skunk, to me, and I've read, skunky mist means the hops are spoiling them. Which either by ultraviolet rays or going in and out of hot and cold.
Yeah, and this beer's canned, so that's, at least I know.
Yeah, can might protect it better, because it's not getting any ultraviolet rays or anything. But if it's in and out of hot and cold, cold temperatures, warm temperatures,
Cheers.
All right, let's do this. Smells like cardboard.
Yeah, Shagdog, what you said is very right, though. So you're a smart man. The temperatures and all that stuff can make a difference as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Tastes like corn.
Tastes like old Milwaukee, and not like new Milwaukee with the riots, but I'm talking about the pre-riots.
Milwaukee.
Old Milwaukee.
I've had that before. Do you guys know if it's sold in Colorado? I've had it before, but I think it might have been in another state. I don't know if it's sold here.
I don't know if it's sold there or not. I don't have that list. I know this is one of the first beers I had as a child. One of the few first beers. I had a couple. Red, white, and blue. A couple other ones. Budweiser, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I just remember Fisher's.
I don't remember Fisher's. But this one...
Fisher's 6-pack.
I remember.
Fisher's 6-pack was $1.25 a 6-pack.
I don't remember that one. Fisher's, no.
And it was like the lowest of the lows.
But this one, you remember this? And when Miller came out with Milwaukee's Best, I didn't know I thought they were a separate company. Milwaukee's Best was a cheaper version of Old Milwaukee. I thought it was Milwaukee's Best.
Yeah, imagine that. $1.25 a 6-pack.
I can't imagine that.
So I'm a little younger than you guys. I was born in '83, like I think I've told you guys before. But my memory of a cheap beer was the Trader Joe's lager, which was 6.8% per can and $2.99 a 6-pack. and this is what I got it at in Arizona in like 2004, 2005, somewhere in there. But that was a pretty solid deal. And if you bought the case, I think it was even like basically $1.99 a 6-pack for a 6.8% beer. That was decent. Not
Yeah,
great.
I mean, when I say $1.25 a 6-pack, that was probably right in '88.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know that is because I was working at a grocery store and I would stock the beer and I would stock all these different things. And I always saw that Fisher's beer. It was like the lowest of the lows. It was the worst possible beer you could buy. And it was $1.25. The other 6-packs, they were going on for like $2, $2.39, $2.59, that kind of stuff. And I remember when I started drinking, especially at the store, we would go out after work and drink. I would make sure I got Keystone, or I would get Coors, Michelob a few times, and of course we would get wine coolers and stuff for the girls when we were out there, And at that time, it was big for Bartles and James. Thank you for your support. And they had Bacardi Breezers, which actually had rum in it, But all that changed. Now it's all malt beverage. I don't know where I was going with that story. I just figured I'd ramble on.
Nice. I liked it.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, I remember drinking this when I was a kid. Getting a hold of some of these from somebody's parent or my parents. And Red, White, and Blue was another big one. It was a really crappy beer, but it became popular one year, I guess, because of the advertising they were doing one year. Like, Red, White, and Blue became one of the top-selling beers one year in America, like 1982. It was a really shitty beer, though. And then it went down.
Well, 1982.
After everybody tasted it, it was like the advertisement, false advertisement.
I'm actually pretty nostalgic of the style of beer that you guys have. I love that corny adjunct flavor, What I have tonight is actually, even though it's more considered a premium beer, I think it's probably not as good as what you guys have. Although it's smooth, there's no off flavors. But I would say it's more of like a connoisseur's attempt at trying to have what you guys have, but they're missing out on what really makes it.
Yeah.
Well, I always talk about the German beers, and I have to say, I love the German beers when they follow that Reinheitsgebot. They follow that rule where it's, everything that's, supposed to be there is there. There's no adjuncts, all that stuff. And the beer tastes really nice. But I also look at these beers here, like Old Milwaukee. I know in the beginning when Old Milwaukee started, it wasn't an adjunct beer. You can't tell me it was an adjunct beer back in the day. You're talking about since 18 something or whatever, 18 whatever. Well, you know what? They probably started off and it was the same thing of the Reinheitsgebot, same type.
Probably close, and then when they started mass producing,
they started getting popular, and they started saying, "Okay, we got to keep the flavor, so let's mass produce it." And they started using the adjuncts.
Yeah,
that's like Schlitz. I would love to taste a Schlitz that wasn't adjunct.
Yeah.
Take the recipe that you have and adjust it
to
where it was, wasn't an adjunct.
Yeah.
And I bet you $1,000,000 that would be one hell of a beer.
Even Pabst Blue Ribbon or even Budweiser, who knows? I've been good back in 1885 or whatever year.
But this has the corn, very light hoppy. I mean, very light.
Yeah.
Kind of watery.
But the rice and the corn I feel like the corn makes so I actually like Keystone Light. Yeah. Keystone Ice, but Keystone Light I like, and I feel like that corn, it's not high fructose corn syrup, it's just regular corn syrup.
Yeah.
Corn syrup that they use, I don't know, it gives it like it just tastes like corn seltzer to me. And sometimes if I'm just like if it's the dead of summer and I'm grilling something on the grill and I just want something neutral to drink that's refreshing and has like a good aftertaste, I don't mind a Keystone Light. Not in the winter. Right now, it's kind of like hard to drink down, when it's cold. Although you guys are, it's about 43 degrees here for the high today. You guys are probably at like 73.
Well, when I was driving home from work, it was 74 degrees.
Yeah.
Supposed to be a low of 54, I think it is.
54 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna hit like 17 here, below about 17.
That's one thing I do like about Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, we did get a couple days where it's 30 in the morning, 30 something like 36, 38. But
Well, I tell you right now, that it got down to 28 one morning. But the same morning it got down to 28, it also got up to like 82.
yeah. So by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's 82 degrees.
Yeah. So that's what we get. We get extremes.
So what would you guys
the
rate?
extremes would last a lot longer. They would last we would get a cold snap and it would be for about a week, and then it would warm up. But now it's like, it happened in one day, or 2 days.
1 or 2 days, and that's it.
So
Global warming.
So what would you guys prefer? If you could have an all malt, but something that was like a little bit more bitter, or something that was cornier and maltier and sweeter and easy drinking.
Well, I can tell you, this Old Milwaukee, it tastes a lot better than what I remembered it. It's pretty smooth.
Is there any hop? Because usually those beers have no hops. I mean, that you might.
If it does, it's very faint.
Yeah, it's very faint.
It's got a nice corn flavor. Makes me want to fight, though.
Mine doesn't have a ton of hops, but they're there, and it's like it definitely has their.
Yeah.
It's actually more of a Czech Pilsner than a German Pilsner, honestly. It's like that kind of bitter, grassy match. Yeah. It's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad, but...
Oh, yeah. This Old Milwaukee tastes much better than the Pabst to me and Shagdog.
Nice.
But it is a beer that...
The stomach, though, it doesn't settle too well.
Yeah, it doesn't settle too well. Then again, it could be the rest of these.
That's true.
Especially the last one that smelled like skunk.
I feel.
Are we still doing the high ABV challenge the next round? Because you guys told me this was the kind of neighborhood round, like neighborhood
next round.
The next one was Rasputin, which is 9. That's the highest we have right now.
So I got 8.5%. Do you guys have anything in the 8 or 8.5% range?
9.
What's your 9? What's your 9% one?
Rasputin.
Oh, I thought that was like 12.
No, it's actually a 9%.
Oh, wow. Okay. Is that the Avery one, or is that Old Rasputin from Avery? Like, what beer are you guys talking about? I'm not sure. There's a lot of Rasputin type of stouts out there. I don't know if you're talking about the...
that's North... Was it North?
There's a Florida one that's an Old Rasputin, right? There's a Florida beer. But there's also a Colorado one, here that's an Old Rasputin stout. So.
This is the old big one that has picture of Rasputin on it with his little...
Yeah, I swear that's Avery Brewing in Colorado, but maybe not.
Could be.
Yeah. I'll have to wait and see.
We do have an 8.1 and an 8.3.
We do have an 8.1 and an 8.3.
That would be, maybe we should do, I'm
North
down.
Coast Brewing Company.
Is that like an old ale or a brown or winter warmer or something?
That's Rasputin. Is that Rasputin?
Oh, that's the Old Rasputin. So that North Coast, is that on the West Coast? Is that like a Florida, California?
Fort Bragg, California.
Yeah. Okay. No, yeah.
Then we have 8.1.
Ah, Stone. Nice. Which one's that? Like it's like disappearing on your green screen. Yeah, the name's like it looks like the can's transparent.
Exocoveza.
Oh, is that the
Imperial Stout.
Mosa? Is that like lime and sea salt kind of thing?
No, it's chocolate coffee.
Oh, the
peppers,
Mexican
vanilla,
hot chocolate.
vanilla,
Ah, the Mexican hot chocolate. Yeah. That's legit.
and 8.1.
Ah, okay. Breakfast stout.
Founder's Breakfast Stout.
I think you guys should go with the. I think you should go with the Stone.
All right, so we'll go with the Stone if you want to.
Honestly, because I think that's going to be the smoothest on the stomach of everything you guys have.
You remember it?
I'm gonna try.
But we have to do a new video though, because this is the video for the other one. So like, and that'll give Shagdog a minute to go take a whiz.
This will definitely be the last one.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if you guys even come back at this point. Like, Shagdog may just not even make it.
So what grade are you going to give this Old Milwaukee Shagdog?
You know what?
Yeah, let's go for grades.
For what it is, Adjunct Lager, American classic. I'm gonna go friggin' B- and a swallow.
Yeah, I give it a C plus and a swallow because it's not the greatest for an adjunct lager. It's pretty good, but it's not the greatest adjunct lager out there.
It tasted good tonight.
It did taste good tonight.
They give me a little upset stomach, but I don't know if it's because mixing with all the other stuff.
It's all the expensive stuff mixing with
The cheap shit.
and the cheap stuff was probably more comfortable being in your stomach.
You find that cheap beer, get that rich shit, and it's like there's a social disorder going on down there. Like, you don't belong here. You belong on the other side of town.
I'll give mine a 79 and a sworder. Does that make sense? Like it's okay. It's like a C plus B minus, but it's still a sworder. Is that legal?
Yeah, sounds good.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's still like something you could drink, and it's not. You're not going to spit it out. It's going to go down, but it's just like going to kind of annoy you when it gets too sulfury and like too.
It sounds like if we rented a substitute teacher to come in here and give it a score, you got it.
I don't know what you're saying.
Substitute teacher. Okay.
79 and a sworder. Substitute teacher just tried to do but he's gonna do a little different.
Where are you at in your study?
79 and a sworder. I'm not gonna do like your regular teacher, B plus or sworder. I'm gonna give it a 79 and a sworder. Cause I'm the substitute teacher, bitches. That's what
You're kind of like Edward James almost in Stand and Deliver. It's kind of like a Stand and Deliver Shagdog speech.
Yeah. To serve with love.
Damn kids with their sworters, their 79s. What is this, some kind of liberal college school?
Gee, Mr. Carter. I'm going for a scholarship. Remember that? Breakfast Club?
Alright, shit.
You don't remember that? He's bouncing the ball and he's going, I'm going for a scholarship.
Who was saying that?
Bender.
Right.
Which one's Bender?
Bender was the bad guy,
What's his name?
Judd Nelson.
Judd Nelson, yeah.
Yeah.
Here, let me remind you. It starts off with, don't you forget about me. I've been dancing, baby. Tell me.
Oh, song.
And then they're getting dropped off at school, detention, all that
He had the
stuff.
basketball.
You had the jock, the preppy, the nerd,
Yeah.
the bad dude, the outsider.
Did you have that at your school?
Yes, and I was friends with every one of them.
Jammer, don't burn out his energy, man. We need to get. We need you to get to fit this stone.
All right. Thanks for watching, subscribing, commenting, liking, and sharing. Ring that bell, and we'll be right back. I'm Jammer. Shagdog, Jammer fan, the Spitter Swell Beer Review.
I'm not even going to do a video with this one. I'm just going to end it. Yeah, what the hell? Okay.
Well, you